When someone is asked to be a pallbearer, it is an honor, though a solemn one. Following a funeral service, pallbearers, who are traditionally men, and number 6 to 8 in all, assist in the funeral process by collectively carrying the coffin containing the decedent from inside the funeral home or church to a waiting hearse. Once the hearse arrives at the designated burial site, the pallbearers will then carry the coffin from the hearse to a predetermined location, typically located graveside. Those who serve as pallbearers are often relatives or close friends of the deceased, such as brothers, cousins, uncles, and school friends. Regardless of who serves as pallbearers, however, in order to maintain the decorum and respect required of the circumstances, there are duties and guidelines that all who agree to be pallbearers should follow. Apparel selection: a traditional dark suit and tie will be in order for most services. However, in hot weather it may be acceptable to forgo the jacket. An exception to the rule may be if the decedent belonged to a group that wore a unique type of clothing: bikers, military veterans, Freemasons, etc., and it has been agreed that it's appropriate to don similar garb. When in doubt, consult the funeral director. Promptness: all who will be serving as pallbearers should arrive a minimum of 30 minutes prior to the scheduled start of service. The funeral director will be very busy and must have all pallbearers together in order to provide details and instructions relative to the task. If a pallbearer will be late or unable to arrive on time, it is imperative that he contact the funeral director as soon as it is known so there is time to make alternate arrangements. Listen carefully as the funeral director is delivering instructions to the pallbearers. He will also be organizing them so that the size and stature of the pallbearers complement one another. The weight of the coffin needs to be as evenly distributed as possible in order to reduce the chance that the coffin will spill over. The instructions will also include where the pallbearers will sit, when they will transfer the coffin to and from the hearse, and what route they will take. Follow the funeral director's lead while the coffin is being carried, and if the walk is particularly long, the funeral director may briefly stop the pallbearers in order to switch them out. If the coffin becomes too heavy, and no switch has been mandated, it is the duty of each pallbearer to notify the other pallbearers as well as the funeral director. That way, a rotation can be made in a timely fashion. A funeral service is attended by people who are mourning the loss of a loved one, and it as emotionally charged as it is somber. So, the importance of the pallbearer's role in the service cannot be overstated. They are charged with carrying the body of the loved one being mourned, so a mistake, especially in view of mourners, would be devastating. As such, it is imperative that each designated pallbearer take his duty seriously by dressing appropriately, arriving promptly, and following the funeral director's lead. Serving as a pallbearer truly is an honor, and should be treated like